Welcome to my channel, The Spoiler Zone, your ultimate destination for in-depth analysis and captivating breakdowns of your favorite series. Today I am going to explain the series called The Boys Season 1, which was released in 2019. Alert: this video contains spoilers. The Boys is a television series developed by Eric Kripp, based on the comic book of the same name by Garth Ennis and Darick Robertson. Season 1, released in 2019, consists of 8 episodes. The Boys is a television series that offers a dark and satirical take on the superhero genre. Set in a world where superheroes are revered as celebrities and managed by a powerful corporation called Vought International, the show explores the darker side of superheroism and the consequences of unchecked power. Episode 1 of The Boys, titled The Name of the Game, serves as the series' introduction, setting the stage for the dark and gritty world of corrupt superheroes and the vigilantes seeking to expose them. The episode begins by introducing Huey Campbell, an ordinary employee at an electronics store in New York City. Huey's life takes a tragic turn when his girlfriend, Robin, is killed in a horrific accident. The accident is caused by A-Train, one of the 7, a group of elite superheroes managed by the powerful corporation Vought International. Devastated by Robin's death and frustrated by the lack of accountability for A-Train's actions, Huey becomes disillusioned with superheroes and seeks justice for his girlfriend's death. He is approached by Billy Butcher, a mysterious and abrasive individual who claims to have information about Vaught's corrupt practices. Butcher recruits Huey into his vigilante group, known as The Boys, which is dedicated to monitoring and exposing the misconduct of supes. Butcher reveals to Huey that supes are not the heroes they appear to be, they are instead selfish, corrupt individuals who prioritize fame and fortune over the well-being of the public. Meanwhile, we are introduced to Annie January, a young woman with superpowers who dreams of becoming a superhero. She auditions to join the 7 and is thrilled when she is accepted into the prestigious team. However, her excitement quickly turns to disillusionment when she witnesses the dark reality behind the facade of heroism. Throughout the episode, we see glimpses of the immense power wielded by the supes and the extent to which Vought will go to protect their public image and profit margins. The episode sets the stage for the conflict between the Boys and the 7, as well as the moral complexities that will drive the series forward. The Boys establishes the central conflicts and themes of the series, introducing viewers to a world where superheroes are not the saviors they claim to be, and ordinary individuals like Huey and Annie are forced to confront the corruption and injustice that pervades society. In episode 2 of The Boys, titled Cherry, the story delves deeper into the world of the 7 and the Boys, as well as the personal journeys of the main characters. The episode begins with Huey grappling with the aftermath of Robin's death and his newfound involvement with the Boys. He struggles to come to terms with the violence and danger he has been thrust into, but finds solace in his growing bond with Butcher and the rest of the team. Meanwhile, Annie January, also known as Starlight, begins her career as a member of the 7. She is excited to join the prestigious superhero team but quickly realizes that the reality of being a supe is far from glamorous. Annie faces pressure from her manager to conform to Vaught's image of a perfect superhero, leading to conflicts with her own moral compass. As Annie navigates the challenges of her new role, the Boys continue their surveillance of the 7, particularly A-Train, the supe responsible for Robin's death. They discover that A-Train is dating a woman named Popclaw, who is also a supe with superhuman strength. Butcher sees an opportunity to use Popclaw as leverage against A-Train and instructs Huey to befriend her. Huey reluctantly agrees and approaches Popclaw under the guise of a fan. He strikes up a conversation with her and learns more about her relationship with A-Train. Meanwhile, tensions within the 7 begin to simmer as Queen Maeve, another member of the team, expresses her disillusionment with the corporate-controlled nature of their superhero work. She shares her concerns with Starlight, who sympathizes with Maeve's perspective but is unsure how to reconcile her own beliefs with the demands of her job. The episode culminates in a tense confrontation between Huey and A-Train, as Huey attempts to manipulate A-Train's emotions to gather information about Robin's death. The encounter escalates into a violent confrontation, leaving Huey shaken and uncertain about his future with the Boys. The episode sets the stage for further conflicts and revelations as the story continues to unfold. In episode 3 of The Boys, titled Get Some, the story further explores the dynamics between the Boys and the 7, as well as delving deeper into the personal struggles of the characters. The episode opens with the boys continuing their investigation into Vought International and the corrupt activities of the Seven. They focus their attention on Translucent, a member of the Seven with the ability to turn invisible, who they believe may have valuable information about Vaught's operations. Meanwhile, Starlight grapples with the aftermath of her encounter with the Deep, another member of the Seven who sexually harassed her. She struggles to reconcile her desire to do good with the toxic culture within the superhero industry, leading her to question her place on the team. The boys devise a plan to capture Translucent by planting a spy camera inside his rectum. Huey is reluctant to go through with the plan but ultimately agrees in order to gather evidence against Translucent and Vought. They lure Translucent into a trap and successfully incapacitate him, allowing them to plant the camera without his knowledge. As the boys wait for the camera to capture incriminating evidence, tensions rise within the group. Frenchie, one of the members of the boys, expresses doubts about their mission and his role within the group. Butcher reassures him and emphasizes the importance of their mission to expose Vaught's corruption. Meanwhile, Starlight faces backlash from the public and Vought executives after speaking out against sexual harassment within the superhero industry. She is pressured to conform to Vaught's image of a perfect superhero and is forced to apologize for her remarks. The episode culminates in a tense standoff between the boys and Translucent as they confront him about his involvement in Vaught's nefarious activities. Translucent refuses to cooperate and attempts to escape, leading to a violent confrontation that results in his apparent death. The episode delves deeper into the personal struggles of the characters and their efforts to expose the truth about Vought International and the Seven. In episode 4 of The Boys, titled The Female of the Species, the story delves into the backgrounds of some of the main characters while also advancing the overarching plot of the series. The episode begins by exploring the backstory of Kimiko, a mysterious young woman with superhuman abilities who was previously seen in Vaught's captivity. Kimiko is revealed to be a survivor of terrorist experimentation, which left her with enhanced strength and agility but also traumatized and mute. She manages to escape from her captors and begins a quest for revenge against those who wronged her. Meanwhile, the boys continue their mission to expose Vaught's corruption and take down the Seven. They confront Popclaw, the girlfriend of A-Train, who they believe may have valuable information about Vaught's operations. Popclaw reveals that Vought is experimenting on adults with Compound V, a serum that grants superpowers, in order to create more supes. This revelation further solidifies the boys' determination to bring down Vought. Anya Starlight grapples with the aftermath of her public apology for speaking out against sexual harassment within the superhero industry. She struggles with the pressure to conform to Vaught's expectations and maintain her image as a perfect superhero. However, she finds solace in her budding friendship with Huey, who provides her with support and understanding. Butcher reveals his personal connection to the conflict with Supes, explaining that his wife was raped and murdered by Homelander, the leader of the Seven. This revelation adds a new layer of complexity to Butcher's motivations and deepens the emotional stakes of the conflict. The boys confront Translucent, who they have been holding captive in order to gather information about Vaught's operations. They attempt to interrogate him about his involvement in Vaught's nefarious activities, but Translucent remains defiant and refuses to cooperate. Frustrated by Translucent's unwillingness to talk, Butcher takes matters into his own hands and executes him, shocking the rest of the team. The episode explores themes of revenge, trauma, and moral ambiguity as the boys continue their mission to take down Vought and the corrupt Supes. In episode 5 of The Boys, titled Good for the Soul, the story takes a deeper dive into the corrupt practices of Vought International and the moral dilemmas faced by the characters. The episode begins with Huey grappling with guilt over Robin's death and his involvement with the boys. He struggles with the ethical implications of their mission and questions whether they are truly making a difference or simply perpetuating a cycle of violence. Meanwhile, Anya Starlight faces backlash from the public and Vought executives after speaking out against sexual harassment within the superhero industry. She is pressured to conform to Vaught's image of a perfect superhero and is forced to apologize for her remarks. However, she refuses to back down and continues to fight for what she believes is right. The boys continue their investigation into Vaught's nefarious activities, uncovering evidence of illegal experiments involving Compound V, a serum that grants superpowers. They attempt to expose Vort's crimes by blackmailing Ezekiel, a Christian superhero, but their plan fails when Homelander intervenes. As tensions rise within the boys, Annie reaches out to Huey for support and comfort. The two bond over their shared experiences and struggles, forming a deeper connection in the process. Meanwhile, tensions escalate within the Seven as Queen Maeve expresses her disillusionment with the corporate-controlled nature of their superhero work. She shares her concerns with Starlight, who sympathizes with Maeve's perspective but is unsure how to reconcile her own beliefs with the demands of her job. The episode culminates in a dramatic confrontation between the boys and the Seven, as they clash over their conflicting agendas and moral principles. The boys are determined to expose Vort's corruption and bring the Supes to justice, while the Seven are intent on protecting their own interests and maintaining their public image at all costs. In Episode 6 of The Boys, titled The Innocents, the story continues to unravel the complexities of the characters' motivations and the corrupt world of superheroes. The episode begins with Annie as Starlight grappling with the consequences of her actions after inadvertently causing the death of a criminal during a botched mission. She struggles with guilt and self-doubt, questioning whether she is truly cut out for the world of superheroism. Meanwhile, the boys continue their investigation into Vort's nefarious activities, focusing their attention on uncovering the truth behind Compound V, a serum that grants superpowers. They kidnap a scientist who worked on Compound V, hoping to extract information that will expose Vort's crimes. As tensions rise within the boys, Butcher reveals his personal connection to the conflict with Supes, explaining that his wife was raped and murdered by Homelander, the leader of the Seven. This revelation adds a new layer of complexity to Butcher's motivations and deepens the emotional stakes of the conflict. Annie reaches out to Huey for support and comfort, seeking solace in their budding relationship. The two bond over their shared experiences and struggles, forming a deeper connection in the process. Meanwhile, tensions escalate within the Seven as Queen Maeve expresses her disillusionment with the corporate-controlled nature of their superhero work. She shares her concerns with Starlight, who sympathizes with Maeve's perspective but is unsure how to reconcile her own beliefs with the demands of her job. The episode culminates in a dramatic confrontation between the boys and the Seven, as they clash over their conflicting agendas and moral principles. The boys are determined to expose Vort's corruption and bring the Supes to justice, while the Seven are intent on protecting their own interests and maintaining their public image at all costs. The episode explores themes of power, corruption, and moral ambiguity as the boys and the Seven navigate the murky waters of the superhero industry. In Episode 7 of The Boys, titled The Self-Preservation Society, the story reaches a climactic point as tensions between the boys and the Seven come to a head. The episode begins with the boys continuing their mission to expose Vort's corruption and bring down the Seven. They are determined to gather evidence against Vort and expose their illegal activities, but face numerous obstacles along the way. Annie as Starlight grapples with the aftermath of her confrontation with Homelander, the leader of the Seven. She struggles to reconcile her desire to do good with the toxic culture within the superhero industry and the pressure to conform to Vort's expectations. Meanwhile, tensions escalate within the Seven as Queen Maeve expresses her disillusionment with the corporate-controlled nature of their superhero work. She shares her concerns with Starlight, who sympathizes with Maeve's perspective but is unsure how to reconcile her own beliefs with the demands of her job. The boys discover that Vort is planning to stage a rescue mission at a hijacked airplane in order to manipulate public opinion and improve their image. They intercept the mission and attempt to expose Vort's manipulation, leading to a tense standoff between the boys and the Seven. As the confrontation escalates, the boys and the Seven clash over their conflicting agendas and moral principles. The boys are determined to expose Vort's corruption and bring the Supes to justice, while the Seven are intent on protecting their own interests and maintaining their public image at all costs. The episode culminates in a dramatic showdown between the boys and the Seven, as they battle it out in a chaotic and explosive confrontation. Lives are put on the line as both sides fight for their own survival and the future of the superhero industry hangs in the balance. The episode explores themes of power, corruption, and moral ambiguity as both sides fight for their own agendas and the truth hangs in the balance. In Episode 8 of The Boys, titled You Found Me, the story reaches its thrilling conclusion as the conflict between the boys and the Seven comes to a head. The episode begins with the boys reeling from their confrontation with the Seven and the devastating consequences of their actions. They are determined to continue their mission to expose Vort's corruption and bring down the Supes, but face numerous challenges along the way. Anya Starlight struggles to come to terms with the truth about Vort and her place within the Seven. She grapples with the moral complexities of her actions and the consequences of her choices, questioning whether she can continue to be a part of the corrupt superhero industry. Meanwhile, tensions escalate within the Seven as Queen Maeve and Starlight confront Homelander about his manipulative and tyrannical leadership. Homelander lashes out in response, threatening violence and asserting his dominance over the team. The boys discover that Vort is planning to release Compound V to the public in order to create an army of superpowered individuals and further solidify their control over society. They launch a desperate plan to stop Vort and expose their crimes once and for all. As the final showdown between the boys and Vort approaches, Butcher grapples with his personal vendetta against Homelander and the need to protect his team. He confronts Homelander in a dramatic showdown, leading to a tense and explosive confrontation. The episode culminates in a thrilling and action-packed climax as the boys and the Seven face off in a battle for the fate of humanity. Lives are put on the line as both sides fight for their own survival and the future of the world hangs in the balance. In the end, the boys emerge victorious, exposing Vort's corruption and bringing down the Supes. However, the victory comes at a cost as sacrifices are made and the characters are forced to confront the consequences of their actions. The Boys delivers a thrilling conclusion to the first season as the conflict between the boys and the Seven reaches its climax. The episode explores themes of power, corruption, and redemption as the characters fight for justice and the truth prevails in the end. The Boys is characterized by its sharp wit, intense action sequences, and complex characters. It delves into themes of power, corruption, and morality, exploring what happens when those with extraordinary abilities are given free rein without accountability. With its gripping storyline and subversive take on superhero tropes, The Boys offers a compelling and thought-provoking exploration of the superhero genre, appealing to both fans of action-packed dramas and those interested in deeper social commentary. Subscribe for more videos like this and thank you for watching.